up on legends.
I was ordained on November 28, 1965. It was not easy, but the call to the ministry superseded all this. And again, after that, I found, oh yes, this is really the thing for my life.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of The Legends, a program that interviews retired ministers and those nearing retirement. Today we are in Nyahururu at a place called Wamatu, where we are visiting the Reverend and Mrs. Charles Wamatu Kiburi. Some of you may remember Charles Wamatu as a trainer of ministers and a long-time minister in the Presbyterian Church of East Africa. So here we are, and welcome to the program. Reverend Wamatu and Mrs. Wamatu, maybe out of curiosity, how long have you two been married?
We were married on September the 9th, 1967.
1967.
And that was in Hororo. Immediately after my ordination, and then followed our wedding.
Okay.
Yes.
And when were you ordained?
I was ordained on November 28, 1965.
And I started in the unique position of knowing a man who taught with my grandfather. So you transitioned from teaching to the ordained ministry. How different was it then to move from teaching to the ministry?
Incidentally, both occupations were deep in my heart, and I found it at some time difficult as to what I really should do. But when time came, this is the church looking, trying to recruit full-time ministers for the shortage of the ministers. Then in my heart I felt and I said, I cannot remain here teaching while the church is in need of full-time ministers. I had no choice. Also again, the family, the responsibilities, and so on, my younger brothers, my mother who had just lost her husband, it was not easy. But the call to the ministry superseded all this, and I decided. And again, after that, I found, oh yes, this is really the thing for my life.
Yes. So, when did you retire from active ministry?
Active?
2003.
Yeah, 2003.
2003?
Yes.
But Mrs. Wamatu said that you have lived in this house. You have had this home since 1968. So how are you able to operate with your home here, or your wife here, and you're serving outside? Was it far from here? The parishes that you served the last few years?
Nyahururu is just a couple of kilometers here, 7 kilometers, Nyahururu parish, just here, and again we are within the parish, and we operated from here.
Okay.
Yes.
But before?
Yes.
Before, when we started, it was not easy.
Okay.
Because we moved from Nairobi.
Yes.
You know, he was, that time he was in the head office.
Yes.
Working as the director of Christian education. And that was before he went to pastoral to teach ministers. So while we were in Nairobi, myself and the children moved here in 1981.
Okay.
We left him in Nairobi, and by that time I was working as a nurse. So I was working as a nurse in the general hospital here until 1988 is when I retired.
Okay.
Came here.
Mm.
And so it wasn't easy because he was communicating now from Nairobi to home to look after us. And he also had to go to, you know, when he went to pastoral, and then he went to all those other parishes that he went to after he moved from the head office to the pastoral. After pastoral, he joined other parishes. He came to and worked in other parishes.
At the present time, and for quite some time, the church has been struggling with some vacant parishes because of shortage of personnel or shortage of ministers.
Yes.
So now, going back to your experience as a minister who had been recalled to take charge of some parishes after retirement, would you recommend to the church that we can utilize the retired ministers to take charge, those that can, to take charge of some of those vacant parishes?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I would recommend. As long, of course, there is a vacant parishes, and again, as long as there are people who are willing, they are able, they have the energies, they have the core, they feel the need to preach the gospel because they like doing that work. Yes, I would say so. I would say so.
Okay. But when you were recalled from retirement, you left your family again here.
Yes, I did leave them because again, this is I felt called by that Lord who saved me.
Yes.
And, you know, I always thought of myself looking and reading and thinking about those people, you know, the yesteryears who were devoted to doing the work, to working, and even some of them retiring not only in their homes, but retiring in somewhere else.
Yes.
You know.
Okay. Okay.
The call.
Yes.
Is
the call.
Wonderful.
Yes. So tell me, as a minister who has spent a great deal of time preparing others for ministry, as a principal at the then PCA Pastoral Institute, how do you feel today when you meet your students in the field, and some of them are maybe your moderator in the Presbyterian?
It's good.
This is my
great.
My children whom I brought up now.
Yeah.
Now I can sit down and just look at them doing the work, enjoying and thanking God that these are the people who sat down, you taught them, now they are fully equipped and they are able to do the work. I thank the Lord that you took part in helping them.
Anamwita mwalimu.
And just like a father with their with the sons and daughters, and how happy do you feel when you see them able to carry on the work that even now, you cannot do, but able to do the work.
And you had no problem after retirement to releasing him to to pursue his call.
No, I had no problem. I had only problem in Tumaini, one of them, because I knew he had a problem with his leg, and now I knew the distance, and there are no. That's the only time I remember. That time I felt, oh dear Lord, if it was possible, he would stay home.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know this would bring a lot of problems to us. That time, I felt something. But the rest of the times, I was quite happy because he'll be there and he'll still come back home.
And again, he's a retired elder.
Yes.
So, not far from the call.
Okay.
And I was busy
I understand that.
Very busy.
So, can you tell us about the environment in which you're operating when you were first ordained? The parishes were expansive and there were no vehicles. Yeah, how were you able to perform? How was ministry different then than it is now?
At that time, it was not easy because a lot of work has to be done
walking.
Walking. You know about Teto Parish.
I know.
From that place we call Kihuyu, right across to Wadobe and Thegenge, Thegenge there. And again, that was to Maine, and again that was Thegenge. So on the whole, the job has to be done, knowing that there are no matatos, you who do not have any vehicle. The parish is not able to buy a vehicle for you. There was a time when some concerned members of the church, particularly the Women's Guild, who felt that we have to do something to buy a vehicle for our minister. But the other parties were not in for that. He is young, let him travel. Oh, the people, we have been doing this, but this one is young, let him walk, he can walk. Those people at that time raised 16,000 shillings for a vehicle. But some other members of the church, the leaders, no. The money was taken elsewhere. Incidentally, the Lord is good. Someone told me that Mutungateri, down at Madari, there is a pastor there. Madari, you know Madari. And he has a vehicle. And he is selling. Mutungateri, if you would like, I would take you there. And it is a VW. And finally, I was able to go, and first, the Lord is good. I had my 2,500, and with that money, it was enough for that particular VW car.
2,500.
2,500.
Wow. Okay.
It held me in Teto Parish, brother. I also took it with me to Thika, because we had now to go there. We had been married, so we had to be posted to Thika. From Thika, because I went elsewhere, I left the vehicle with her.
Okay.
So the job was done on feet.
Okay.
But there was no problem. Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
We'll take a break at this juncture, and then you continue the conversation after the break.
Okay.
Coming up after the break.
As soon as you begin working, at the same time, think about your retirement.
So welcome back, viewers, to the conversation with the Reverend and Mrs. Charles Wamatu Kiburi.
Yes.
So now, how have you two been spending your time in retirement?
Well, we have been enjoying here. Kazi hapa. It's near Kuchunga.
Trees.
By the way,
Trees.
when we came here, actually
forget.
there was like bare land. So we have been working here in this piece of land, cultivating and of course the animals here. And she said when she finally came here, her words that if there will come a time that we go to Nyahururu to a piece of land, it is now when we are energetic.
Okay.
So she left her nursing work at Nairobi Hospital. I didn't like it. Again, he's taking the young children to Nyahururu. The schools around Nyahururu. But I felt that I would not oppose that because I didn't want there to be anything to disturb her, to disturb our relationship.
Yeah.
Unwillingly,
Yes.
I just saw her go.
Mm.
She took her young children, and there was nothing to just this house here. Anyway,
Yeah.
we ended up here.
Okay, thank you. So you've been enjoying your moment in retirement. Do you receive visitors and support from the Presbyterian, the parish, now that you're in retirement?
We must say, occasionally,
Okay.
occasionally they come to see us.
Mm.
What they do, like now, our parish,
Mm.
and we are grateful. The minister
Mm.
never passes us.
Mm. Okay.
They come.
Mm.
But more than anything else,
Mm.
we feel
Mm.
we are supporters.
Okay. Okay.
We are,
Mm.
because we have been able.
Mm.
The Lord has given us.
Mm.
You know, all these trees that we planted, now you heard Dugu saying that we found it bare.
Mm.
When we look at this, we wonder, even sometimes we wonder, these trees are as old as he planted them with his own hands, all round, and we have been selling those trees. We have built the church with those trees. Wonderful. Just as he said, we feel we are rich.
Yes. Yes.
He has made us rich.
Yeah.
So we are contributors more than anything else. So we look at our church, we feel we are the contributors.
Oh yes.
And for that reason, we are grateful. The church, they always come to see us, we must say. So we're happy. Presbyterian,
Okay.
parish, and Women's Guild.
Okay.
They do.
Good. That is good.
We are great friends, we must say. We are friends.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to hear that there has been a good working relationship
Yeah.
and a support from the church.
Very
the
good.
Church, the
And,
parish,
good.
and the
and
Presbyterian.
they, occasionally,
Yes.
yes, even donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said something in
In your account.
the account.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you.
They
Yes.
do.
Now,
Yeah.
at your age, a retired minister of many years and with a lot of experience,
Yes.
is there a word you can give to the young ministers who are yet to retire?
It's good for one to think about that. Try and plan. Yes. I remember we reading, somewhere that as soon as you begin working, at the same time think about your retirement. Begin to plan at that time. Don't wait when you are retired, as we are saying. So that as long as it is very important, you have started to work, trying to look, to think, to realize that after some time you come to a point where you will
not be able.
or you now go to retirement. At that time, try and plan. Think of what you will be doing then at that time. So I really thank and praise the Lord for her, because when she said, let me go there, if ever we shall go to Nyahururu, it is now. And that's why they took that decision.
Okay.
And in fact, she has kept this place going. All those years have been out. And that is, oh my, you'll be surprised.
Yes.
It is true. She told me one day, now it is you who will go to Nyahururu, to the bank, try to look for money for, they're not, it is school time now. Go to Nyahururu now.
Go to the bank.
So that you feel how I have been feeling.
Wow.
Because I tell you, I have never about money, about school fees, about shoes, about boxes, about anything.
Wow.
And the children are here, around here in the country. They will go to India. They will stay there for some years, 3-4 years. Money being sent there, money being sent there. And she is the one who is doing this. Even when I'm here, she will just go. So energetic, no complaint, very willingly. She's a gift.
Oh my, right.
And beside all this, she's a nurse here. And again, the animals, the cows are here. Hey, and all these, in short, she has kept the home going. The family has been well looked after. The school, the children have gone to school, even to outside the country. And they are reaping the fruit of her labor.
Oh, yes, I agree.
And the fruit of his labor.
Beside home, she is the church, the elder. And this Nini, this church here, our Emmanuel Church, just as I got this piece of land, her with her friends, I was taken by the husband of one of Women's Guild member, and she was told, why don't you take the minister, go to Nanyuki and look for a piece of, for us to build a church. This man drew me there.
That's Emmanuel Church.
And I came back, because he stayed, the man stayed outside. I went in, just I did for this piece of land. And the man there told me, come pastor, I will show you, you see where I'll give you a piece of land. It was drawn there, the map was there for Karoga plot town here, and I was given my piece of paper showing where our church is, and I put that in my pocket here. And there was a man who was a counselor. Pastor, come and I show you where I'm going to give you a plot for you to build the church. I went. He showed me this, but he didn't know that.
You had the letter.
And I never told him. So we thank God that he brought here, and she took that over now as a herald there. And her vehicle, oh my, Pujo, brand new. She was given by her brother.
Okay.
You will not believe. She was told, go to Nairobi, look for the best, the car which you, the car, the vehicle which you think it would help you to do your farming here. And so she went in Nairobi, looking, shopping for the best vehicle that would help her. Oh yes.
Okay. What a brother.
And with that vehicle, she used it here. She used it at the church. And the people knew that when others are asking for transport, for petrol and so on, hers was known as, they could say, hers does not need
petrol.
Because she won't ask. Oh, and the whole material, as much as that vehicle could carry, it did for this one.
Okay.
So as you see, that is the greatest joy.
Yes.
And we thank the Lord for that.
Yes.
That he brought that here, not just to have, but the work to go on.
There was work to be done.
Wow.
So we are grateful. It is his calling.
Yes.
Answer to his calling, we benefited. We are humbled. We are greatly. The Lord is good.
Amen.
Yes.
What a conversation. Viewers, it's such a joy to listen to these parents. Not only as parents, but also our leaders in the ministry, our role models. and even to learn about their retirement preparation and what they've been doing in retirement. So thank you for viewing. Welcome to the next episode of The Legends. Next time. God bless.
Next week on Legends.
Wherever you get an entry, you must always find where the exit is, because there must be an exit.
99% of those ministers who reach 60 years and they have an option of either retiring from service or getting a contract for 5 years, 99% of them opt for the contract.